contribution created for service tax last week, and there's the upcoming high value goods tax going on. I mean, people have been saying that there's possible confusion again come May when the government implements the new tax. So two tax confusion in a year doesn't seem like the country is an investor-friendly country, isn't it?
No, well, when you look at it, right, the service tax increase from 6% to 8% was introduced and announced dalam budget 2024. Yeah, and actually there was a lot of consultation done with various groups to ensure that we figured out what are the key things. And the key element of the increase was actually to make sure that while the government needs to increase revenue, yeah, when we increased the service tax, we limited the amount of effect to the sectors that had a lot of people involved. Right? For example, in terms of food and beverage, in terms of parking and so on, they were not subjected to the increase of service tax. So I think that was important as a core principle for the government. Increase revenue but limit the damage. At the same time, as anything that goes out, sometimes communications could be a little bit better, yeah, and we recognize that we should do a little bit more on that side. But at the same time also what I'm worried about is actually profiteering, because some people take opportunity when there's any announcement for increase and they use the time to actually raise up prices when they should not. So I'm very happy that there was an announcement made by KPDN yesterday, where KPDN will be going out in a lot more form to go out and enforce prices where it should be, yeah, and to find people who are not observing the right practices from a business point of view. I think a lot of Malaysians also can play their part to highlight where they feel that prices have been raised not consistent with what has been increased in the service tax. I think it's fair for us to be aware. And if you look at the service tax increase, one of the key things that the government wanted to do was to increase revenue, and part of it has actually been put back into society, because we want to actually help the lower end of society to ride out the issues today. And we've seen a lot of programs being enhanced to facilitate redeployment of funds at the lower end of society, and also to help build better infrastructure for the rakyat. I know people talk a little bit about where we're putting it, but say for something very, very basic last year, there was a lot of programs to fix toilets for schools. Sounds a bit strange, but actually the toilets for schools are very important, because we all want our children to go to school in a better condition, yeah, so that their minds are about how do I improve myself, how do I get better education and so on. Not worrying about, oh no, I don't want to go to the toilet because it's really smelly and all that. So we put back money in that side. We put back money also to help the government servants who are staying in our police or armed forces, which were living in very bad conditions. So we fixed their quarters along the way. So this redistribution based on increase of revenue is actually very, very good, because it's actually about helping society at large.
Can this be done in a more streamlined tax structure, for instance, the goods and services tax?
I think the GST is a tax structure that we always continue to look at. And it will take some time before we review everything. But at this point of time, our focus is actually with the tools that we actually have. And the tools which we actually have are tools such as SST and so on.